In a season 45 sketch, Jason Momoa surprises everyone, including himself, with a funny mistake. Playing a courtroom assistant, he accidentally says paraplegic instead of paralegal, causing both him and host Chance the Rapper to crack up.
But I'm not just some dumb J-Lo. I'm also a certified paraplegic. Legal.
In Inside the Beltway, Aidy Bryant broke character when her wardrobe assistant accidentally started a costume change on camera instead of off. It was an unplanned mishap that made the moment even funnier. In this 2004 sketch, Janet Jackson visits a winery to learn how to soak corks from Italian winemakers, setting up a series of hilarious double entendres.
I love soaking a cork. I could soak a cork all night long if they let me.
While Jimmy Fallon and Horatio Sanz stay serious, Jackson keeps cracking up as she accidentally stumbles over the suggestive phrase.
So how did you learn to soak corks? Soak corks.
The fact that Fallon and Sanz stayed serious while Janet kept laughing makes it even funnier.
Corks?
Jeffrey's sketch with Sean Hayes is funny from the start, but Will Ferrell's entrance on a scooter makes it unforgettable. Rolling in on a scooter with a dead serious expression, he immediately makes Jimmy Fallon and Hayes crack up. The funniest moment comes when Ferrell pulls out a tiny cell phone, making everyone, including himself, burst into laughter. Fallon, known for breaking, doesn't stand a chance, and Ferrell steals the show in just a few seconds.
We're going to the Dolce & Gabbana show. How fast can you have your bags packed for Milan? Get in here! I've discovered a clue.
What is it, Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
Before this Sherlock Holmes sketch even started, Will Ferrell and Daryl Hammond were already laughing backstage. Ferrell's take on Robert Goulet, an early glimpse of his future anchorman character, Ron Burgundy, was so ridiculous that Hammond couldn't even look at him without breaking.
It's Monica Lewinsky's undercut. We'll cut all this, don't worry.
The Beavis and Butthead sketch is a fan favorite, with Ryan Gosling and Mikey Day playing town hall attendees who resemble the cartoon duo. The real fun comes from watching Heidi Gardner struggle to keep it together, especially when she completely loses it after seeing Day's Butthead costume. From then on, they spend the rest of the sketch cracking up, making it one of SNL's most memorable recent moments.
Horace, speak some French to them.
No.
In Girlfriend's Game Night, Bill Hader struggled to keep it together after accidentally running into a table, nearly knocking over Melissa not once, but twice. His uncontrollable laughter made the moment even funnier, turning the sketch into a memorable break. In Career Day, Adam Driver tries to emphasize a point by hitting a fake bird with his cane, but instead of just tapping it, he accidentally skewers it. Pete Davidson completely loses it, and honestly, so does everyone else watching. Initially, it seems that the most memorable highlight of this sketch will be Chris Pine's spot-on William Shatner impression, until he snickers at the awkward line delivery of the guy playing Sulu.
Yeah, we've never seen him before. It's weird.
Fun fact, according to the SNL Wiki, that gentleman is production designer Akira Yoshimura, who has played Sulu in many other sketches poking fun at the sci-fi phenomenon. In Space, the Infinite Frontier, Will Ferrell's over-the-top portrayal of broadcaster Harry Carey throws Jeff Goldblum off balance. As Ferrell delivers bizarre, possibly improvised lines about space, Goldblum glances off-screen, checks the cue cards, and struggles to hold back laughter.
We all know that the moon is not made of green cheese. But what if it were made of barbecue spare ribs? Would you eat it then?
At one point, completely lost, he simply raises his hands and says,
Would you?
I'm confused.
Kate McKinnon may not lead this sketch, but she's the reason Daniel Craig breaks. Playing his wife during a chaotic game night, she loses it early on as Heidi Gardner introduces a bizarre, deep quote game. Her laughter quickly spreads to Craig, who holds it together until the very end, when he completely cracks up.
Only the biggest flick daddy you'll ever meet in your whole life.
Louis, you have a job.
No, I don't. I got fired 6 months ago.
Excuse me?
You're excused. Who's that?
In a 2013 Celebrity Family Feud sketch, Justin Timberlake showed off his spot-on Jimmy Fallon impression, while Fallon played Jim Parsons.
Are you kidding me? That is how it's done, my man. He's so great. Am I right? Am I right? Jim Parsons.
Right from the start, both struggled to keep it together, often turning away to hide their laughter. Timberlake's impression was so good, Fallon eventually ducked behind his podium, completely losing it. In The Leather Man, Jimmy Fallon runs a leather store with Horatio Sands as his employee, leading to plenty of squeaking noises. But it's Sands' over-the-top physical comedy that steals the show. Fallon can't hold back his laughter, even pausing mid-line, while Brittany Murphy tries to stay in character.
Always treat the customers with... Makes no sense, really.
You're not too bright, are you, Fern? I mean, whatever your name was.
In this classic SNL sketch, Candice Bergen accidentally calls Gilda Radner Fern, her own character's name. As she tries to correct herself, Radner quickly turns the mistake into a perfect joke, leaving them both struggling to stay in character.
Lisa, you know, we all can't be brainy like Fern here.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just sit here and eat my steak in peace.
During his SNL episode in season 48, Pedro Pascal couldn't keep a straight face during Lisa from Temecula. As Ego Wadim's character aggressively saws at her overcooked steak, shaking the whole table, Pascal starts giggling before completely losing it.
Okay, Lisa. Okay.
Bill Hader almost always breaks character when playing Stefan on Weekend Update. In fact, many sources say he has never made it through a Stefan segment, either in rehearsal or live, without laughing.
Have you heard of Blackula, the Black Dracula?
What's his name?
Sidney Applebaum.
But unlike Jimmy Fallon, who was known for cracking up on SNL, Hader has a good reason for it. Writer John Mulaney would secretly change some of the lines before the live show, so Hader was reading them for the first time on air. His reactions are completely real, which makes the segments even funnier.
Asbestos, lupus, Dan Cortez.
In this Catfish parody, Adam Levine plays host Nev Schulman and keeps repeating his own name. Halfway through, he almost breaks but quickly recovers, making it seem like part of the act.
Well, I'm sorry that Neve, have to be the one to break it to you, but...
The first Debbie Downer sketch in 2004 with Lindsay Lohan became iconic because the cast couldn't stop laughing. Rachel Dratch's flubbed line, the sad trombone sound, and her exaggerated frown set everyone off.
Speaking of heat, if this greenhouse effect keeps up, we'll all be living underwater.
Fred Armisen tried to stay serious, but Horatio Sands completely lost it, laughing so hard he had to wipe his tears with a Mickey Mouse waffle, making it even funnier.
It's official. I can't have children.
In Sandler Family Reunion, Adam Sandler is surrounded by people imitating his iconic characters, but it's Jimmy Fallon as his grandfather who finally makes him break.
Why don't you shut up? Is that right? Maybe.
Fallon later revealed on The Tonight Show that his hilariously long gibberish rant was actually a mistake caused by misreading the cue cards. In Fernando's Hideaway, Billy Crystal's exaggerated accent and improvised jokes made it hard for guests to stay serious. In one of the most famous sketches, Hulk Hogan and Mr. T struggle to keep a straight face, finally breaking when Crystal ad-libs a line about exercise equipment.
Now, what is this contraption? What is this?
Used to be a parking meter.
I was at a Hollywood party where this was an hors d'oeuvre, if you know what I'm saying to you.